Hi, my name is Christal Knowles, and I am the coordinator of the SSE Help Center at Seminole State College. I'm also a psychology professor. Today, I want to talk to you about 3 things that you can make sure to do so that your transfer process goes smoothly. So transferring from community college to a university can seem like a really daunting task. So today I wanted to give you 3 tips so that you can make this process a much easier process. So first, you want to make sure to organize all of the information that you get from your community college to your university. You also want to preemptively begin engaging in coping strategies to help you deal with the stress that this process is going to inevitably cause. And then third, you want to ask for help when you need it. And that can be a lot of things. So first, I want to talk about organization. So organization as college students is a lot. So staying organized in classes, when tests and studying, all that stuff comes up is really difficult, and it's a process. It's a learning process for many college students. When you want to transfer from Seminole State to a different college, then it's really important to stay organized with all of the information that you're going to get from Seminole State as well as the other colleges that you're looking into. Probably the best thing you can do is just to get a folder. A regular 25-cent folder, and start keeping all the information that you need for this college as well as your transfer college in this folder. So in this folder, you can keep things like the articulation agreement between Seminole State College and your transfer college. An articulation agreement is like an agreement between two colleges that state, here are the classes that we'll take, and here's the majors that we'll accept at this college, and here's what students need to do in order to transfer, and here's the GPA you need. So you want to look for these articulation agreements, print it out, and put it in this folder. Other things you want to keep in your transfer folder is going to be information about the requirements in order to get into this transfer college. So what's the GPA? What paperwork might you need to turn in? Things like your transcripts. You also want to keep any syllabi that you might have for classes if you're unsure if they're going to transfer. So general ed courses are typically just fine, especially if you're transferring in the state of Oklahoma. But if you have other classes that you took that you're unsure, then print the syllabi for that class and stick it in that transfer folder. So if the transfer college has any questions, then you can just pull that out and say, here's the things we learned, and here's the learning objectives and the course and gen ed outcomes for this class. And they can look at that and say, oh, great, we'll accept this course. Some other stuff that you might keep in this transfer folder is a checklist of all the deadlines, of all the information, paperwork that you might need. So just get a piece of paper and start writing down, here's what I need in order to transfer, and here is what I still need to do, or what paperwork I might need, and then here are the deadlines that I have to make sure to turn this stuff in. So deadlines for graduation at Seminole State, or deadlines for applications at your transfer colleges. Some more great stuff to keep in this transfer folder is scholarship and financial aid information. Or if you want to get another folder and keep that in there, and that'll be your financial folder, that's great. So you can keep the information about when you've applied, what scholarships you might have applied for, how much those scholarships might be worth, so that when you transfer, you can easily pull those things up and you'll know, here's the cost and here's what I still need to cover. You also want to write down anyone you talk to, so whether it is at Seminole State or at your transfer college, so that if you have further questions, you can contact those people and get those questions answered. Okay, so staying organized, very, very important. There's a lot of information that comes from your community college to your transfer college, and you want to be able to access that information in one central place. So staying organized is really important. Okay, the second thing that you can do to help you keep this transfer process going smoothly is to understand that it is stressful. So just like any change in our life, it's a stressful time. And so we want to make sure to take care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, so that we can be prepared for this change that's about to happen. So you want to make sure to take care of yourself by engaging in healthy coping strategies. Simple things like engaging in deep breathing. So if you're driving, or if you have a couple of minutes extra before class, take some deep breaths, hold them in for a couple of seconds, and then release. These deep breathing exercises done a couple of times a day can help us to reduce these stress levels that we're feeling. Some other things that you can do to help you engage in healthy coping strategies and cope with stress is to just do the things that you would usually do to help yourself relax. So what relaxing hobbies might you be engaged in already? You should still continue to do those. And if those are things like hanging out with your friends, or taking a walk, or painting, do those things so that you can keep your stress levels lower, and when you're dealing with this pretty daunting change in your life. Other things you can do that are really simple but are very, very important are to just eat right and get enough sleep. I cannot tell you the benefits of getting a good night's sleep. You know you feel better in the morning when you get enough sleep. So plan your time and make that a priority, that you are getting enough sleep. And then of course, eating right just means, junk food is a sometimes food, and that's okay, but make sure you're getting enough fruits and vegetables and protein and grains in your diet, because that does help make us feel better, and therefore we have enough energy to be able to deal with stress and these changes that we might encounter in our lives. Okay, so the last thing that you can do to help you make this transfer process really much easier for yourself is going to be to ask for help. It's a lot that you're going through to try to understand what you have to do for our college and what you might have to do for the next college. So you want to ask for help. And Seminole State has great resources for you to be able to get this information and any help that you might need. So we have programs that are dedicated to helping students. We have programs like the NAS&TI grant. We have programs like the Student Support Services grant, and then we also have advisors for every single student, whether it's a faculty advisor or an advisor located in admissions and advising. Then you can go to this person and get help. So they can sit down with you. If you maybe can walk in or just make an appointment, you can schedule an appointment by Zoom, so that you can sit down and say, here's what I want to do. I want to transfer to this college. Can you help me figure out what I need in order to do that? Some of that is really just as simple as going to the college's website and looking at the transfer requirements and getting that information together. So these resources that you have on campus can help you with that process. Sometimes the language is kind of confusing. So what does an articulation agreement mean? And so we know that advisors and these grant programs that can help students. And so we can say, this is what it is, and this is what you might need in order to transfer. So use your resources, because advisors and these grant programs are people who want to make sure that you can graduate here at Seminole State and then transfer and succeed wherever you go. So make sure that you engage in these 3 tips to help you make this transfer process easier for yourself. So 1, organize your information. That's really important. You're going to get a lot of information, so keep it in a central place, put it in a folder, so you always know where it is when you need to pull it back up. 2 is learn to cope with stress by preemptively engaging in these coping strategies. And 3 is to ask for help if you need it. We have lots of resources on campus, including the Help Center. So if you need help, feel free to stop by or give us an email, and we can find out this information that you're asking and get back with you on that as soon as we can. Okay. Thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day and stay well.